So you remember when I said that it's important to have some aloneness, not in solitude, but not necessarily isolation or reclusiveness. Um, and when COVID first hit, that I think that was a missed opportunity for a lot of people. If you did not sit down honestly and contemplate your life and contemplate what this all means and what this is all about, because a lot of people are going to have those type of moments again, throughout the course of time, where they're going to be forced to be isolated and and be away from people, you know, uh, you know, because aloneness is just an opportunity to really stay focused and grounded on, okay, am I actually becoming a more genuine, humane person, and are my values in order? Are my virtues in order? Am I walking the talk? So COVID was an opportunity missed for a lot of people, because you could have been cleaning out stuff, your closets, your garages, and essentially organizing your life, so you know, okay, what is important for me to keep and what is important for me to let go. Instead of and what it was is a lot of people just weren't prepared at all, and so they lost everything. And that's essentially what is going to happen again. So aloneness, like I said, you can still be married. Like if my wife is around, she's doing her thing, I can sit and contemplate and and do and think about what's going on and make sure I'm grounded. And she does the same thing when she has that moment. um, but it has to be taken, and it's not, like I said, so there's a lot of work to do, because you got to make sure you're doing your meditation. And I told you how the meditation has to work. It has to be no thought, preferably nude and in a dark place, uh, of comfort, and just, and sit there, sit there as long as you can. How about that? See if you can sit there, um, and most people are not going to if you're new at it, you're not going to go too long anyway, and your body is going to stop. As soon as you feel a little bit of a distraction or something, you keep, you're unable to stay focused on one thought or concentration on your breathing, then, that means it's time to stop. You can do it all throughout the day, but you don't necessarily have to be nude if you're outside, of course. But that's where you could do that so-called walking meditation. I think that's what it's called, walking. Just being very aware and focus on how you're stepping and how you're moving. Because the Asian community is great with that movement. I can't remember what it's called, but you know how you see them moving with the energy. That's another something that you should possibly consider if you're outside a lot and you're in the park. See how they just be moving their energy around. That's very powerful too. So don't allow yourself to miss opportunities for aloneness and sitting down and contemplating. Okay, this is what needs to be done around here. Get your house in order. Get your house in order, so that when something does happen, like flooding, you'll know what is important and you can grab it and get the hell out of there. You understand me? That this is where we are, you know. And make sure it's not, be very mindful of what's really important too, you know, because it's about survival. So some things will have to go. You can't take everything with you. A lot of people want to hold on to certain things that belong to a family member or belong to a mother or belong to a father. I mean, you can't take everything. So you have to consider what's important and what's going to keep you alive and thriving and surviving once certain things have cleared. But the storms are going to keep coming. Okay, they're going to keep coming. They're not going to stop. Nothing's going to stop, because we've caused so much damage, more so with overpopulation, but most importantly, refusing to elevate our consciousness and, of course, our thoughts. So, don't miss opportunities. Get your house in order. Get your house in order. And I mean that literally, figure, in a metaphorically, get your house in order and be realistic about, so the most important thing should be able to be, you should put them in a backpack. But, it all depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to escape fires, flooding seems to be the worst, causes the worst, what do you call it? The worst damage, I guess. Water damage. Water. You can hide water damage, but the impact is so magnificent and so grand that it eventually shows its head at some point. So, but flooding does the worst to me. Fire, yeah, yeah, but flooding is an illusion people don't understand about the impact of it. So, that's like I said this week, because for the most part, I know what I need, and I already said it. My books, everything else can be replaced, even my books. But I just like having them. I just like having them with me. They're like my companion too. Just like some people love having their animals, and that's a major issue too. A lot of people have been so abusive and neglectful with animals. You've taken on more than you can handle, and so and all of them are dependent on you, right? Right? Like your horses. Your horses, your cattle, and more so your dogs and cats. You know, you just got to think very clearly and effectively about those matters when it comes to your animals too. All right. So um, I'm gonna send peace and love and get ready to do my thing. And you know me. I'll be back.